Welcome back to the Hot Slice. I am one of your hosts, Josh Cowan. Along with me, executive editor of Pizza Today, the show's real host, Miss Denise Greer. Hello, Denise. How are you?
Why, hello, Josh. I'm just going to go behind the curtain a little bit and say that this intro was very hard to do and we could not stop laughing. So just know that your crew at Pizza Today, we're having trouble this morning,
It's
this
it's a late
afternoon.
afternoon, Wednesday. Been a crazy month, so we're a little bit delirious. So if we
But
seem a bit off, that's it. We haven't been drinking. We haven't been
the,
doing
the
anything.
delirium, though, is justified. We are less than a month out from Pizza Expo, y'all. So
Yeah.
less than
Uh,
a month away from Pizza Expo.
We are, and it's really amping up. The excitement's building. I just love this time. It's very busy, but also at the same time, it's like, everything's coming into place.
Yeah.
And at last year was our 40th. I think we're going to come back better, bigger and better this time with 41. I know the competitions are going to be crazy big this
Yeah.
year. Uh,
Absolutely.
I mean, the step up from last year, I mean, the year before to last year was like amazing. And I think it's going to be just another step up from that. So, be prepared when you go over to the pizza challenge area to see a lot of tables and a lot of people working at once. So, and thankfully we have the great team at Master Pizza who takes care of all that for us.
Yes.
So we sleep a lot better at night knowing that they are there. But they always do an amazing job and they're just a huge part of it.
Yeah, and they take so much pride in just getting it done. They do such a great job. And I can't wait to see how this year is going to elevate. Just on the show across the board, it's going to be a huge show. I mean, I just think the innovation is going to be there, the education is there. And everyone I have talked to is super duper excited to get to Vegas. So we're ready.
Right. The innovation is moving so fast now
Hmm.
that you have to come to the shows to even keep up.
Yeah.
It's like it's by next year it'll be something different. So yeah, the innovation is going real quickly right now. But yeah, super
Yeah.
excited about what's going on. Bit delirious, but excited.
Yeah. And we're good now. We're not laughing hysterically anymore.
Right.
We're dialed in. All right. So
Right.
now let's get to our guest.
Speaking of dialed in,
Speaking of dialed in, our guest is super excited about what he does, and he's been in the business a very long time. So Vincent Sgarlato reached out to me on email about his restaurant, 11B in East Village, New York.
love these.
All about, oh man, and he has such a fire and energy for this business, and I'll love to see it. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
he dropped some really great quotes in this podcast, and like you said, his energy is off the charts. I want to be when I'm 65. I want to have that energy and passion about something as well, because he's got it in spades. And yeah, it was great to talk to him. It was great to just sit back and listen to the stories.
Yeah.
A lot of fun on this podcast.
And there are guests that we can sit back and they go with the stories, and they do the hard work for us. So I love
Right.
it.
Right. I
Right
love.
on. All right. Well, let's just jump into our conversation with Vincent.
All right.
Are you ready to elevate your bakeware game? Spokane, Washington-based Lloyd Pans is the trusted name for professionals and home chefs alike. For over 40 years, Lloyd Pans has been creating innovative food service, bakeware, and pizza pans and tools designed to deliver perfect results every time. Whether it's crispy golden pizza crusts or perfectly baked pastries, Lloyd Pans' durable, stick-resistant, and proprietary pan finishes are a game changer. Visit lloydpans.com to explore our full lineup and find your perfect pan today. Need shipping quotes or custom products? Email sales@lloydpans.com for personalized service. Performance Food Service is proud to deliver high-quality products, innovative technology, and custom operational solutions to restaurants of all sizes across the country. The flagship division of Performance Food Group, with deep roots in the restaurant industry, Performance Food Service has been the exclusive distributor of the Roma family of brands for more than 65 years. This signature relationship has allowed Performance Food Service to become a leader in the pizza and Italian segment of food service nationwide.
Welcome to the show, Vincent. We're happy to have you
Uh,
on.
my, my pleasure. I'm so happy to be here.
Right on.
I'm a
Well,
pizza junkie. I'm happy to be here. All right. For people out there
so
in pizza land. Go ahead.
I love it. So 11B has been around for a very, very, very long time.
18 and a half years. We're going through transitions now, which is kind of cool because we 11B was a dual entity. It was a restaurant and an express together.
Okay.
One, and then the pandemic came along and we're there. We survived it. We went through it. The restaurant part had to close, as you know, but the fast food one stayed open and remained. And I've been there 18 years, so I'm part of the fabric of the neighborhood and the village. When the pandemic passed, obviously things changed.
Hmm.
So I negotiated with my landlord because the restaurant part has different customers than the fast food part. Some do both. Some only do restaurant. Some only do fast food. A lot of people do both. So what happened was I split the places up and got myself another 10-year lease on the express part,
Yeah.
which is bread and butter. The other part did well, but it's a different animal than the express part, which is what we do. It's got pizzas, sandwiches, fast counter, outdoor seating, and the restaurant too, for that matter. But just recently, right before this podcast, I had split the places and signed a new lease. So I'm excited about new things we're going to do in the restaurant express side. And the other side is still up. I'm negotiating it still. He's got to come down and rent. It's a money thing in New York City. New York City is a little different than the rest of the world. As you see today
Little.
with the congestion pricing, as you see today, Trump tried to knock down the congestion pricing. That's good for us. But New
Yeah.
York has gone through a lot of transition, and there's a lot of spaces. But I love the neighborhood. I'm a neighbor. I come from Brooklyn, so I'm a
Yeah.
neighbor guy, and the village is a neighborhood.
Yeah.
So I am still there, hosting parties. I'm still there. So I became, like I said, I grew up in neighborhoods. So I'm very comfortable around people I see. I've seen these kids grow up. I'm there 18 years. So I've seen the kids that were 10 are now 28 married, children coming to the place. There's no better feeling than that. When you see the line, like I was when I was a kid. I went
Hmm.
to the same hot dog guy, the same pizza guy. I was annoyed when he wasn't there. My dad, where is he? And I get that in my place, and it makes me happy because I love it. I love it. It's not a business you'll like. It's a
Yeah.
business, and I
Yeah.
love it.
Absolutely. How did you get your start? Because I know you come from the family business.
I'll tell
Like
you what, my dad and my uncle started in 1960s in Brooklyn, 47th and 5th, called Zaz Zab Pizza. I
okay.
was a kid, 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old, typical kid on the counter, eating the food, drinking the orange, the ice. And then in 1969, a big thing happened where the malls came along,
Mhm.
and they made a move from 47th and 5th Avenue in Brooklyn to Willowbrook Mall in Wayne, New Jersey, which was the move and a half. They went from $165 a month rent to $900 a month rent. It
Yeah.
was all the money and nervousness in the world because the malls, I'm a little older than you, were a new concept.
Oh yeah.
Everybody shops in one place, which was at the time you thought it was risky, but it was a brilliant idea. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So they moved to 1969. I was 9. I was a kid, still in school, playing with the pizza. And then in 1974, they got Paramus Park Mall in New Jersey also. They were with the Rouse Company. They were supposed to be in Faneuil Hall in Boston, my uncle and my father. They're brothers together in business for years. So we were always partners. We were in business. Sgarlato's Pizza it was called. So I grew up in the business and I took to the business. I took to it maybe even more than my father because my father always it bothered him about how many hours you got to put in it and how
Yeah.
you're not around your family and you're working on the weekend. But I love the business. And I started working 14. I'm working 50 years now. I played baseball. I did everything, but I worked the time, even when I went to Seton Hall in New Jersey. So the malls were big. So I grew up in one of the Paramus Park was one of the busiest malls in the country in 1974. You got to remember, 75% less malls back then.
Yeah.
Right.
Malls everywhere now. But back
And
then,
no Amazon.
yeah, you're right, right. The malls was where you went with your friends and you hung out all day.
Yeah.
You caused
Hmm.
trouble. Your mother picked you up at 6 o'clock at night.
We
So
did
you
that.
all this Christmas season, we would get there 8 o'clock in the morning, and it would be mobbed the parking lot
Yeah.
Christmas time. Black Friday, where it really originated from, was really like the malls. The malls were Black Friday. It was for 25 days until even after Christmas, the returns, it was sheer bedlam. We'd line up 150 pizzas and they'd catch us by 1 o'clock, because the ovens
Wow.
get cold, the ovens
Yeah.
get cold, and you're making pizzas and you're flinging and they just catch, you got 8 girls at the counter from the local high schools working, and I'd say to myself, man, that was crazy. 40 cents a slice, 50 cents a slice, 60 cents, 75, a dollar was monumental,
Yeah.
but it was a beautiful time and I learned back then. So I got
Mhm.
all my speed and there's nothing ever that I can't handle because I worked that place,
Mhm.
and I worked it hard. And I wasn't the son I loved it. I make 14 batches. I had arms out there here. When my wife met me, she said to me, "What are those? What's that on your arm? What's that on your arm?" I go, "What are you talking about? My muscles are out to here from rolling dope by hand." You know, but it was a fun time. It was a magical time, And I took to the business on my own in 1989. I got my
Yeah.
first Giorgio's Pizza down in Manhattan because we were in the South Street Seaport in a restaurant by that time. We had then expanded and I was in the restaurant business with my dad, and I went on my own. I wanted to be on my own. He was with his brother,
Yeah.
so I went on my own. Because there's always that, you got to be with them if you stay with me, that kind of. And I was angered, eager to go. And that's when Pizza Today put me as one of the top 10 independents in 1989. I was one
Yeah.
of the top 10. Okay, that's why I said to you, it's great. It comes full circle, and and I was very excited to be that because I did that on my own. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And the place wasn't called Scarlato, it was called Giorgio's Pizza. I bought it from a guy. And I even left the name on it because it was already established. So I said, I don't have to put my name on it. That's my first
Mhm.
point. And
Yeah.
then I was written up in Pizza Today. And it's a funny thing because Fran Corp got a hold of me back then and they wanted to make a franchise out of my pizza place. And I was going to use my dad's because they were established. That's how I really started to get into like franchising and pizza and thinking about it. Back then you got to remember it was McDonald's
Mhm.
franchise. Oh, it was chain stores. It'd be like you own 5 of them, it was a chain store. My dad was in that business too. He had some chain stores called Mr. B's in the old days in Virginia. So my father was very much an innovator before his time. He was on the cover of Slice Pizza Today in 1970. He was with Tom Ciccarillo, who started the Pizza Foundation on TV, and to tell the truth, in 1970, flipping pizzas. So he was very much a pioneer, my dad, in a time when you didn't really have that.
Mhm.
It was strange, different footing. But I saw what he did. And I
Yeah.
saw his, and he was a good teacher. And he taught me how to make pizza, the
Mhm.
proper way. And we use and I feel we make it the proper way. And it's a certain way you do it. I teach the kids that work for me. And I love it. So I'm a student of the pizza, is what I call
Uh,
myself.
so, you've been at this game a long time. How
Oh,
has your
40
pizza
years.
style changed over the last 30
What changed? What,
years?
what changed in pizza? You see, people ask me all the time about pizza, and you know what I say? The one you got to master is the cheese slice. Nothing else.
Yeah.
You don't master the cheese slice, nothing else is good. Pepperoni, I don't make. Chicken, I don't do. I mean, I do it, but I don't make it. But the cheese one is my sauce, my dough, my mixture, my cheese. It's my creation, the cheese slice. You understand? You screw up the cheese slice, you could put caviar on it. I don't care. Not going to be good. We use obviously the best. So I tell people, you master the cheese slice, you put whatever you want on it. You want to go ahead and put pineapple on it? You feel like putting pineapple? I don't. Go ahead. You want to put escargot on it? Go ahead. But if you can master the cheese slice, everything falls in because it's good from the base. The base is good. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But if you're using lousy olives, that's your problem. You're using
Yeah.
lousy pepperoni, that's your problem.
Has
Vendors.
your dough changed? Has your
No, no,
has
no, no, no. I use an old Trump recipe. No, I use no,
no.
no. See, I make a basic good pizza.
Mhm.
I make it very basic. It's the yeast, the salt, the oil, the water, the flour. There is no tricks going in there. I'm not doing honey. I'm gonna make you a good pizza. You want to put tons of red pepper on it? Go ahead. I'm not making a spicy sauce. I'm gonna make a good one. We're gonna use the bone. We're gonna use the good stuff. I'll make a good, sweet, good sauce. You like it spicy? Go ahead. I'm not gonna make it spicy. Some
Yeah.
people, oh, they're noted for their spicy sauce. That eliminates half the people that can't eat
Hmm.
spicy. You
Yeah.
understand? I am not a, I'm a fan of quality, good sliced pizza. It is essential. It is key that cheese pie is it. I even had the Portnoy was at my place
I
at one.
saw the review from
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Portnoy.
Because if I lived here, here's where I would come. And it was kind of cool. And let me tell you something. The pizza was on top of the oven. I made it. I was very happy that day I made it. It came. The pizza was in a box. I was like, oh, what the hell? The way I think you judge pizza, you come when we're busy and you get it right there. Take a slice
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
Slice of that. I don't know
Yeah.
you come. This is the pizza I make every day, right here. But he
Yeah.
gave me good reviews, with the chain smokers. You know, you know, you
That
know.
was funny. Yeah. That was cool.
I'd say
Did you
if I
see a bump
lived
in
here.
business? Did you see a bump in business after
You
that
know,
review?
you know what? I was already there about 15 years when he came. Yeah, people said to me, "Hey, so the chain smokers," but it didn't zoom me because I already had a good business.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
it was an honor that he was there. They didn't get a 2.2. He was like, "No, this is good. This is New York. This is your pizza, the New York pizza," which I was very proud of. You know,
Hmm.
Yeah.
and then when you review. The fatal mistake reviewers do is they review to their tastes. Like if I don't like a Sicilian pizza and I'm good in Sicilian, they'll knock it. You gotta review every pizza the way it's made. Some people make pizza grandma style all the time. Some people make it thick. Some people make it thin. Some people do brick oven, which I'm not a big fan of. I'm not a fan of the brick oven pizza unless you get it directly that second it comes out of the oven. Everybody brick oven crazy. I'm a traditional New York slice pizza, like you'll see in the French Connection.
Yeah.
Guys, like a typical New York slice is what I think pizzas. I do now some deep dish Chicago style. So I started studying because I do all kinds of variations of pizza. I do them all, and I'm pretty good
Hmm.
at all. The Chicago one is like it's like they're out of their minds the way they do it over there. It's like a temperature, a mixture, a thing. I was like, God bless these people, you know. But I started to study the way they do it, and being that I don't do it full time, I do it my way, which is good. I do a deep dish. Besides the saying, I do that now, but they do this whole creation of sauces and cheeses and temperatures rising in 48 minutes in the
Yeah.
oven. It's gooey. I'm like, okay, it's pizza. It's loved. Chicago style is loved by certain people. It's loved.
Yeah.
But I'm a
Yeah.
It
tradition.
tastes great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It
I
does.
like it.
It's
Some
fine.
people hate it. I like it though. I'm okay with all pizza. I'm not a
So,
snob.
Same.
Vincent, you've been in the game for a long
Okay.
time.
50 years.
What advice do you have for operators that are just getting started or operators that haven't even opened yet? What do you
Here's
have to
here's
say to
my
those
advice.
folks?
Here's my advice. When I serve people, I'm serving myself. What would I want? I'm a regular guy. I'm not a snob. I gotta get the pizza. It's gotta be. What would I want? You want good quality service. You make the pizza the that's good the way you see fit that it's good. Here's my creed. And I'm Italian. Not that it means anything, but we eat well, and we critique each other if we don't like it. We'll go at it, you know. But we're good eaters. I grew up from my grandfather, my grandmother, my mother, my father cooks. My brother cooks. Everybody cooks. We eat quality stuff. So I will not give you anything that I won't eat. You understand? If I see something that I don't like, it might be edible, but it's not sellable. You understand? I gotta give it to my staff. I'll say, no, no, no. No, 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 give me that pizza. Put that over. You guys eat this. I'm not selling that. Like, I'll see something that won't come out the way I like. The dough didn't rise the way I liked. The Sicilian didn't come out the way I liked. I didn't like the way it looks on the shelf. Looks like it doesn't look good. I'll say, give me that. But you guys eat it. Make another one. So if I'm not eating it, and I swear to you, I mean that in the normal way. I don't mean that in a snob way. You don't get it if I don't eat it. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? That's the way I look at it because I eat everything in my place. So be true to your convictions. You got to follow, although you must follow the kids of today, you got to follow the ranch. You got to follow the way they eat pizza. Blue cheese, Frank's Red Hot, that you got to have. I sell more ranch. I never thought it, but Everybody got ranch. You got ranch. You got ranch. And if I forget it, I go, don't you have it at home? No. No, we like it better from the place. I go, you don't have it ranch at home? No, no. We like it better from the pizza place. I
It's always better from the place.
It is
yeah,
better from the
I go to
place.
people. I went to a girl the other day. I go, she goes, you forgot the ranch last time. I was like, but you don't have it at home? She goes, no. What do you mean no? What do you mean no? Why don't you have it at home? She goes,
I don't carry ranch at home.
house. We get it from the place. Okay, sorry. So that has changed. Buffalo chicken, barbecue chicken styles. Pizza in general to me is the same for 1,000 years. You got Grimaldi's. He just died, 93 years old, the old man. He's making it the same way since the beginning of time. All right. Now he might have to throw ranch on it. He might have to do buffalo sauce on it. He might have to do extra things like I do. I'm an old, change to me, I hate change, but you gotta love change. I hate it, but you gotta love it. But as
Yeah.
long as the pizza idea doesn't change to where now everybody's frozen pizza, as long as that doesn't change, I get it because I got two young kids. I got a 30-year-old and a 27-year-old that will they eat my pizza, but they want the buffalo, they want the extra barbecue sauce, they want the extra sauce on it. Give me the hot sauce, give me
Yeah.
ranch, like a blue cheese. It's like, okay, and I don't and I got it. I got it. Because when I was a kid, I have to always think back to when I was a kid. Then we liked new trends when new things came out. You know,
Mhm.
I did the same thing, and everybody started eating this. Everybody started eating that. And I got it. So you have to be and that's why your magazine is very, very, very good, because I see what the new guys are talking about. You know,
Mhm.
they'll say veggie pizzas, truffles, is the new upswing. They'll do like the new pizza today is buffalo with pineapple wing sauce. They'll have the kids are eating, and I'll read that stuff, and
Yeah.
I'll take it in. I don't necessarily always agree with everybody about pizza doughs and stuff, but that's the beauty of pizza. You
Right.
make it your way, I make it my way, and we're all good. I think I have another theory. Every pizza man, people that work for me, because you got to be careful when you talk to pizza men, especially Italian pizza men. And I don't mean that in a bad way or a good way. I mean it just in general. Every pizza man to me is the greatest pizza man in the world. But you're gonna make it my way when you work for me. Okay. And when I work for you, I'll make it your way. So you're not gonna freelance. See, I'm around my places. I'm there.
Mhm.
The train goes off the track, I'm there to put it back on the track. Because every now and then the train goes off the track. And I'll say, where'd you learn that? Like, where'd you get that from, that habit? No, 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 no. Like, we do it. No, no, no. And they don't do it to be mean. If I'm not around, it becomes your pizza place, which is
Yeah.
fine. It's not mine anymore. It's yours. And it doesn't mean your pizza's not good, but it's not the way I want it. So I'll look at it and I'll say, you gotta stop that habit you're doing. Where'd you get that habit? Where'd you pick that up from? And then we'll laugh about it. And then I'll say it in a beautiful way. I taught, and I'll give you a great story. There's a girl that worked for me. She's a cook. Her name is Leslie. And I lost a pizza man about 4 or 5 months ago. And I says, want to learn how to make pizza? You just listen to me. And in 1 month, you'll be in the game. Let me tell you something. She's great. She's been doing it about 4 months now. I don't even talk to her anymore. I don't even check. I took
Which
five
is
slices.
good.
I took 5 slices off. She works with me Tuesday exclusively because I
Yeah.
cut the kid off on Tuesday. So I work. So she immediately goes over to the pizza when she comes in. She pushes me out of the way and she goes there. And I'm more than happy to let her do it because she loves it. And I said to her, you follow the way I teach you. There's a way I do it. Fingers, there's a way I do it. No flat hand. There's a way you do it. I took 5 separate slices yesterday off the counter. They were beautiful,
Yeah.
beautifully, beautifully. Because a little that, and I once again, this isn't a slight. Women are more particular with food as far as the grace of it. The great men work, men and women work. We all work hard, but women are more particular with the roundness of it. It's just inherent that women, not that they care more. Maybe they listen, they watch it more, and a woman's touch. There's always something, this isn't feminist up. It's nothing. It's nothing, but there's something about a woman's touch. It's always a beautiful thing. Men and women are always great, but something about when there's a woman's touch, and I mean that in the nicest way. You know what I mean? Where there's a niceness, and I like the mixture of men and women that work for me. I'm not all guys, I'm not all girls. I like the mixture of the interaction of a woman and a guy and doing things and working in sync. It makes for a happier place, and it makes for a different points of view. Like yesterday, I was talking to her about different foods that she knows how to cook. Because in my place now, I'm going to put food to go. I'm bringing food to go, like 5 sauces, salads, pre-baked, lasagnas in the home. Because everybody now in my neighborhood is young again after the pandemic. Because it's starting to come back. It's about 80%, 90% back, the neighborhood. It's young. It's 25, 28, 30. These kids go. They take a slice of pizza. They'll grab a salad out of the refrigerator with a side sauce and bring it home. You know what I mean? I'm going to sell sauces now. So I'm redoing my action to that. So I'm brushing up on that now. I was debating on going to the convention in March. I always want to go. I went to the first 2 in Florida and Vegas.
Oh, wow.
Back in Jim Grand. I saw Dean Martin. Are you kidding me?
That's awesome.
And when Atlantic City was down, Atlantic City was beating the hell out of Vegas. Vegas was down. We sat right in front of Dean Martin, right in front of him in the booth. That's how down. And Jim Grant. In 81, Vegas was down. He was beating the hell out of it. And that's when they got rid of all the hotels to build these mausoleums they have now. But that's how far back I go to remember those shows. And I'm also now going into something that's a little risky, which I'm debating. I want to go into frozen food. I have a frozen food product, but it's risky frozen food. It's difficult frozen food. You got to get a co-manufacturer. So I might be going out to Missouri next week to a guy that wants to make it for me because I don't make it. You got to make it agriculturally, ingredients. It's got to be all U.S. Stamped and but so I'm thinking of going into that because I got a concept for frozen food. I wish I could tell you, but I can't right now. One day when I put it actually out there, I will tell you. It's an interesting concept. It has to do with education too. It has to do with like when people read cereal boxes in the old days, when you ate the cereal and you read the box, kind of like that. But it's difficult to do. It's difficult getting the product in the supermarket,
Yeah, the retail market is
I
difficult.
might have a hook with someone that is friends with a guy that owns 9 supermarkets. All I need for say yes, I can give it to him on consignment. You know what I mean? But it's a big investment. It's not you don't make 100 for you, you make 10,000 for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we have some pizzerias that are very successful in market to groceries, and it's tough.
Even on Shark Tank, they're against frozen. It's very risky business. Yeah, I know. And then I go to the supermarket and there's 30 different guys doing it. 30 different. And I say to myself, do I really want to do this? It's a lot of work, but I got a guy that'll only do, I think 2,000 or 1,000, 1,500 for me, which is better than the other guys I've had that want, 10,000, 20,000 minimum. What am I going to do with these pizzas? I put them in my garage? What am I going to do with them? I got to have We'll hold some on site, but we won't hold all of them on site. I was like, what? Let me just step back, see if I get. So I got a little guy in Missouri that will do it for a fair price. You know what I want to do? I basically want to test market to see. I mean, I got to take a $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 loss. I'm expecting to lose money. It's just an idea if there's a pull. So I got a guy that'll take it in my neighborhood, a couple of grocery stores, free. We go half, put it in here, take half. I said we'll do it. But like I said, I'm not a kid anymore, but it's something I've always wanted to do. So it's an idea.
That's awesome.
There's one thing about the pizza business. It's always the pizza business. Kids love it. It's always there. Even bigger than I mean, hamburgers and hot dogs have changed too. But the pizza business, not as smash. Listen, 7th Street Burger here in New York, he smash burger. He gets a burger, he smashes it. He's got 25 places, And I look and I say, he's got 4 walls and a Coke machine and a grill. It's all he's got. God bless him. Kids today, it's no more pretty, beautiful, exotic places. New York is a funny place. And you gotta go. And like I said, I got children, so I can bounce off them. And they'll say, Dad, you know it, no, you know. And I was like, oh, jeez. What's wrong with you kids? Like, you know, I listen. I listen as best I can, but I stay true always to the quality. I stay
Yeah.
true. I will not ever, ever give up quality no matter what. And to me, the quality is the grande cheese, the bonta, the margarita pepperoni, the crinkle curl. It's different than the other one, than
Yeah.
their distributor's brand. It's different.
Yeah.
So, and my other theory is this: if you're a lousy pizza man and you use the best products, you're in the ball game. You're in the ball game. You're there.
Yeah.
You're not winning, but you're in the game. You're a great pizza man with lousy products. You got to fool people. You got to trick people. Because people will know. Be a good pizza man with the best products. Charge the proper price. People pay. And I'm not saying a ridiculous price. You got to charge 50 cents more to use the margarita pepperoni? Charge 50 cents more. People aren't going to say this is garbage, this is pepperoni. Then I give you good chicken. You get quality chicken, a nice amount on that $6 slice. Other places in Manhattan, it's $9, $10. You're going to get a slice of pizza. It's not going to be a little guy. It's going to be legit. And everybody's going to be happy. And you're going to tell your friends. And you're going to establish, like I said, in the village, I know people for years. They bring people, they're your business. You stay true, your best. And I don't look for compliments. People say you're best in the village, the best pizza. And I kind of know that I'm up there, and I got in my neighborhood, there's artichoke pizza in my neighborhood, there's
Hmm.
Patsy's, there's all kinds of hot shots. There's place, listen, and I go to where the pizza man goes is L&B Spumoni Gardens, which is famous in Brooklyn. It's a famous pizza. That's where I go. That's where the pizza man goes. Besides my place, there's Da Vinci's, there's Pizza Wagon. They're from Brooklyn. I
Hmm.
grew up with them. Now L&B Pizza does the sauce on top of this Sicilian.
Yeah.
They do it, which is dynamite. They don't sell round pizza. They're big with the square, and it's sauce on top, cheese on the bottom. Opposite of the way we make it. That's where I go. So in reality, every pizza man has a pizza place besides his own. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. They always do.
And that's where I go. I was there the other day, actually.
Yeah.
So
Well,
right.
we love your fire and all the energy you have for this industry. It's awesome to see. And we can't wait to see what happens with 11B as you move forward with your new strategy
Yeah.
and move on into everything else.
As you go along, things have changed in the world and business has changed, and you got to follow the leads of people. And my place is a small, good place for 18 and a half years. It's a neighborhood place. So even though the pandemic came and changed, it's still the neighborhood place. Whereas the restaurant went through changes and it's coming back. But my landlord, I told him, I said, just split the leases up. And he did. He did. And we worked out a deal that I might come back. I might not. I don't know. I'm where I want to be right now at 60. I'm almost 65. I'm where I want to be.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy with the change. It's always difficult to be changed. There's a lot of sadness that goes with it. But my dad, he went through places. He owned multiple places, and you don't do them forever, but you carry on your name and you carry on that you do what you do and you do it well. That's how I sleep at night, if I sleep.
I love that. I
That's
love that.
great.
Well,
Sleep, you
thank
know.
you so much for taking time to
I
talk with us
appreciate it,
today.
guys. I appreciate you inviting me on the
I
show. It was
love
a pleasure.
I
Anytime
love
you need
it.
me back to torture people, you let me know. I'm here for advice because I'm always giving advice. All right. I'm
Hey,
always.
if you make it to Pizza Expo this year, say
I
hi
would,
to us. See us around.
listen, I would love to do it. I would love
Yeah.
to.
All
And this is
right.
a time for me. Maybe I'll do it. I thank you.
All
Peace.
right. Thank you, Vincent.
I
Have a good
appreciate
day.
it. You
See
too.
ya.
Thank you.